Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you having a good night. So let's get straight to it.
So I'm sure you guys are aware of the situation that's going on in North Carolina, and if you don't, let me enlighten you. Well, the word on the street is that the people in North Carolina have not been getting the help that they have needed, and the reason why that is because FEMA is broke. Listen to the secretary, y'all.
Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas sounding the alarm on FEMA funding right after the devastation of Hurricane Helen. Listen.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
This is Florida's Attorney General Ashley Moody. She goes into detail saying that the money that FEMA has been receiving, they have been laundering it, y'all.
Harris-made disaster, they're saying we need more money. And of course they need more money because they've been laundering it from the true intended purpose of this fund that Congress set forth.
So this is what the government has done thus far. You can go apply online and get $750 sent to your Cash App predicated upon if you are approved or not. And how do you get approved for the $750 to feed your family for the time being? Well, you can't have homeowners insurance.
They're the only ones that are actually getting things done, not the freaking government. Well, okay, I went on FEMA, I applied, and I immediately got denied because apparently I have homeowners insurance and that's going to cover that. And okay, sure, I know it will. It'll get taken care of. Thank God we're all safe and alive. I know it's just things, it's a house, but it's not immediate. And I don't know what is she talking about. I have no idea. Nobody I know has had immediate assistance. Nobody's $750 what to our Cash App? What are you going to give? How are we going to?
What's actually crazy about this is that the migrants were getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars off the taxpayers' money. Just in a single year, y'all, migrants have drained $150 billion out of our tax money. This whole thing sounds so familiar, doesn't it, y'all? Like this just happened a few years ago, right? And then how our own government keeps taking advantage of our own people, meanwhile rushing to the aid of other countries. But yes, y'all, what do y'all think about this? This is actually pretty scary that we can't even trust our own government. But this is nothing new, y'all, and we're still gonna have people go out and vote. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace out.
Shout out to Conscious Juice. Somebody got to make this make sense. Did he say $180 billion? I agree with Juice 100%. How are they broke? They're giving out billions.
This flooding in North Carolina does not sit well with me. I think something's going on. So I decided to do some digging. So the first thing I find out is North Carolina has the richest deposits of lithium in the entire world. Yeah, lithium for like cars, batteries, all that. Then I find out they have the world's highest purity quartz deposits. And that quartz just so happens to be the world's supply for AI chips, microchips, and all kinds of stuff. We're talking a $530 billion industry. So this is where it gets interesting. So a company by the name of Piedmont Lithium is awaiting a state mining permit for a site in northern Gaston County. And Gaston County is completely flooded right now. The project was awaiting zoning approval because they were getting backlash from the residents and also city officials. And this lithium mine they want would be the third largest producer of lithium in the world. And they made a deal with Tesla already. Now remember the quartz? So in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, right next to Ashland, they are wanting to expand their mines even larger. And the residents aren't having it either. Enter the floods. People, these are mountain towns. It rarely, if not ever, floods in the mountains. I would know, I grew up in the mountains in Colorado, which means none of these people have flood insurance. I mean, the media is saying biblical devastation in North Carolina, AKA like the worst thing that could happen, and you're not coming back from it. Read between the lines, people. Everything happens for a reason.
Shout out to Joe Anybody. We seen in that last video the lady reporting about it on the CNBC. Now it's starting to really trickle down and open up. Like he said, read between the lines, people. At this point, it don't take a genius. My heart goes out to Spruce Pine.
All right, guys. I wanted to make this video just a quick moment to address something. Now, I'm not saying this is happening, first of all. This is what other people are speculating and alleging, but you can go ahead and go look at this. The DoD enters agreement to expand domestic lithium mining for U.S. battery supply chains. People are thinking this is a Maui Part 2. People are thinking that this is a Maui Part 2, what's happening in certain areas of North Carolina because of their certain minerals, in particular lithium there. I'm just going to play a couple videos. I'm just putting it out there into the ether, into the internet. You guys go ahead, do more research. I thought it was a little interesting. I mean, we've been seeing so many videos, and I've been posting so many videos on here showing how FEMA is responding, not responding. We spoke with Dennis, a guy from Asheville who had to escape, who saw locals helping. Everybody's talking about how the locals are helping, using their private helicopters to go. They're being told to stand down, but they're going anyway. And there's just a lot of weird stuff going down. 5 months ago, this video came out on the local news in North Carolina.
Is one step closer to making its Gaston County mining operation a reality. The company says North Carolina has approved its mining permit, but the biggest hurdle to get the project over the finish line could still be on the horizon. WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards joins us now, and Destiny neighbors say they have some real concerns.
And it's like out of a movie, you know, big corporation comes into small town. Small town says, no, we don't want you here. Big corporation has billions, but still the people win because their voices are heard until somebody within the government or within the local community turns their back on the community to help out the corporation by doing something shady. That way the corporation can get in there and get the minerals. Meanwhile, the locals are going to have to go elsewhere. No, but seriously, I mean, this is a reality that's anyway, this is real news right here.
Yeah, Piedmont Lithium is promising hundreds of jobs and billions of dollars in economic impact, but there are people living in Gaston County who are worried about the mine's impact on the environment. Now, people living here in Cherryville have been fighting against plans for a lithium mine for years. They say those pushing back are part of a silent majority, afraid to say anything publicly because of the money Piedmont Lithium brings into the town. The company's CEO, Keith Phillips, released a statement yesterday saying it plans to develop Carolina Lithium as one of the lowest cost, most sustainable lithium hydroxide operations in the world and as a critical part of the American electric vehicle supply chain. There are several steps left before the mine can begin operation, but some people worry it's a done deal for Gaston County.
Environmentally, I just don't feel like it's good for us. They've done so much investment now that I think that it's going to go through.
And Piedmont Lithium tells us there are still other permits left to obtain, and it also needs to file a rezoning petition still with Gaston County before the mine can officially open.
And then you have people on TikTok making videos like this.
North Carolina does not sit well with me. I think something's going on. So I decided to do some digging. So the first thing I find out is North Carolina has the richest deposits of lithium in the entire world. Yeah, lithium for like cars, batteries, all that. Then I find out they have the world's highest purity quartz deposits. And that quartz just so happens to be the world's supply for AI chips, microchips, and all kinds of stuff. We're talking a $530 billion industry. So this is where it gets interesting. So a company by the name of Piedmont Lithium is awaiting a state mining permit for a site in northern Gaston County. And Gaston County is completely flooded right now. The project was awaiting zoning approval because they were getting backlash from the residents and also city officials. And this lithium mine they want would be the third largest producer of lithium in the world. And they made a deal with Tesla already. Now remember the quartz? So in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, right next to Ashland, they are wanting to expand their mines even larger. And the residents aren't having it either. Enter the floods. People, these are mountain towns. It rarely, if not ever, floods in the mountains. I would know, I grew up in the mountains in Colorado, which means none of these people have flood insurance. I mean, the media is saying biblical devastation in North Carolina, AKA like the worst thing that could happen, and you're not coming back from it. Read between the lines, people. Everything happens for a reason.
She says, shit, that one of the areas affected by Hurricane Helene is the world's largest lithium deposit, and the DoD just entered into an agreement with this company right here to mine lithium for electric cars starting in 2025. Now that area is completely devastated. This is a $90 million agreement between the DoD and this company right here to get Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine up and running by 2030. If that area has been inundated, is in a disaster zone, then the government can come in and do eminent domain, and they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home has turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think is going to happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest? Back in 1947, we had the Florida-Georgia hurricane, or Hurricane 9, and it was the first hurricane to be targeted for weather modification. What happened was General Electric's, the U.S. Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they poured dry ice into this hurricane using airplanes to see what would happen. Would they slow it down? Well, what happened was it slowed down a little bit, but it turned west really sharp. Let me show you. This is the path that the hurricane took in 1947. Does it look similar to you? Probably not. It's a coincidence, right? Moving on. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but do you know who owns the most shares in that lithium mine? BlackRock and Vanguard.
No time to waste here. Did you know that the United States has multiple patents on how to steer and control hurricanes and tornadoes? Yes, this is very real and it's backed by sources, as well as our own NOAA website, which discusses weather manipulation and what steps you or I would have to take in order to do our own weather manipulation. My friends, this is no joke. Many people believe that weather manipulation was used for Hurricane Helene, then somehow coincidentally stalled over the rare lithium producing towns of Western North Carolina, which is the exact location of the largest lithium deposit we have in the United States. Now, something to keep in mind while moving forward, ever since we left Afghanistan, we have lost the ability to mine lithium there, where most of it used to come from. Now we are stuck having to fill this insane demand we have for this lithium right here in the United States. Once again, the largest deposit being right over the towns that just got completely destroyed by this hurricane. Alright, so before I tie this all up with this lithium situation, this video you're looking at right now went super viral over the last few days. We have over 3 million views on this clip here, where we are talking about these weird anomalies that were taking place right before landfall of Hurricane Helene. There's a lot of controversy about what's going on here, but these things pointed directly to where we saw landfall. Not only that, but we saw some weird scalar looking beams in there, a lot of weird stuff that we were breaking down, and it's causing a lot of talk about this situation, which is the point here. We've already established that weather manipulation exists, but I want you to take a look at this website from 2007, my friends. That's 17 years ago. And it came out from the Telegraph. It says, "Scientists a step closer to steering hurricanes." Now, in this article, they explain how they are using technology in order to control, manipulate, and steer these types of storms, including tornadoes. So when you take things like this, and you also add these patents that have been out for decades, you begin to see a picture being painted of what is really going on. Now, this isn't to say that every bit of weather is manipulated and controlled. It means that they have the capability of doing this, and it's right in your face. Now, I can't say for sure that Hurricane Helene was controlled by this type of technology, but it certainly looked like it was, and it certainly did epic, record-breaking damage that we have not seen in any of our lifetimes. So this will come down to you making your own conclusions and taking the data and making your own educated decisions on what you're seeing. We are in a place in history where it's almost impossible to be able to trust our own media or government, and I don't need to go over explanations on why that is. So now that we have all these steps in place, think about the situation as a whole. This wild hurricane comes barreling towards Florida, and we suspected that once this thing got close to land, it would rapidly intensify, and that's exactly what it did. And in my opinion, the reason that happened is because once it got close enough to our NextRad radar towers, it was then able to be influenced, as I've shown in many videos. Alright, now finally, I just want to conclude with this. 1 year ago, almost to the day, as you can see in this article, North Carolina lithium mine to reopen with $90 million Pentagon order to help increase U.S. production. My friends, if this is not screaming to you right now, I don't know what else can. Just take a look at how much lithium we've used year to year up to 2024, and then once again ask yourself, what are the chances that this flood takes place in the biggest spot in the United States States that we can even mine this stuff. My friends, the information's there. It's been there. And if you don't go check it out now, it might not be there forever. I appreciate you all. I'm praying for every single person affected by this storm. What we are seeing out there is absolute tragedy, and it seriously makes my heart break. All right, everyone. Until the next video, I will talk to you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Damn. All right, that's enough internet for me today, folks. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and go to Off Topic Show on the link tree, or go to stayhighlypositive.com. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go. That's too much of a rabbit hole for me today. There's a lot more questions, and I honestly don't know if we're ever gonna get any answers.
Ugh. Shout out to official Off Topic Show with that valuable information, that montage of rabbit hole. At this point, I don't need anyone to tell me what happened. It's right here in front of my face.
I'm about to show you our Walmart right now, and then I'm going to show you a very scary sight to see. This is South Carolina now. 2 months ago, I told you I would start buying one extra of everything you need every week when you go shopping, because we knew that this was coming. Keep in mind that we live 2 hours from Greenville. This right here is the bread aisle. Again, for all the people that want to tell me that, oh, there's food in South Carolina. No, there's not. To find water, you literally have to go to store to store to store. They're all out. The gas stations are out. They're all out. Almost gas stations are out of gas as well. You're lucky if you find one that does have gas. And speaking of gas, there is none. This dude in this car, I'm not going to show you his plate. I don't know what's in the back of his car. He's been filling this thing up for like 30 minutes now. Keep in mind, guys, the port strike just started. Half of this from Helen, and the other half, there are thousands of people in this Walmart filling their cars with toilet paper. I really just didn't want to get up in their face with the camera. Should have, though. Still in South Carolina, there is literally looting going on. A freaking Dollar Tree. Looted. Money gone. Anyways, here's your scary sight. North Dakota. All black tanks going down the railroad. Why? Y'all better get prepared. And you better refresh yourself about what's happening in other parts of the world right now, because everything's colliding at the same exact time. If you have not stocked up on water and food for a few weeks, you need to do that, because there's going to be none left soon.
So here today in Swannanoa, North Carolina, one of the hardest hit towns by Hurricane Helen. Looks like a tornado came through. There's no government here, there's no FEMA. People are just coming in here with supplies, fuel, food, whatever we can to try to help this community. Every dollar I make from this video, I'm donating it to Hurricane Helen relief efforts. So please share, repost, comment, like, anything you can do that can boost this video. You're gonna help people in need. Currently delivering aid at Swannanoa Church of God, and I just wanna give you guys a look at the flooding in the church basement. Remember, this is a week after the storm, still no power, still no clean water, and we're just trying to dig out from the mud in here. Here's more flooding. Making some progress down in the basement. Hungry people ready to get a hot meal. As you can see, we've got helicopters flying in and out. Really the most efficient way, the only way to get in and out of here. I mean, this auto shop just crumbled on its stones. I mean, completely gutted. Your thing, guys. Repost, share, like, comment. Anything you can do to make this video go farther is going to help people in need.
Shout out to Tyson Winter and shout out to Swannanoa. A week after, man, you see them people are pulling together. Private citizens using their private helicopter. Make sure you share his video. Get the word out, folks. My prayers are with you, Tyson. Stay strong.
Look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is how bad the flooding got. This is on top of a hospital in Irwin, Tennessee. Look at that, y'all. Look. And around them is completely demolished, y'all. This hospital is literally standing on business. Look at that. Wow. Y'all see that water? Look. And here's an aerial shot of what it looks like because they had to get flown out of there, y'all. Look. Here's more helicopters coming to help them. But yeah, y'all, look. Completely inundated with water. Like, what would you do in a situation like this? And did you hear about the stories of what has been happening with the media? It seems that they have been avoiding this story. They're not telling the severity of this. Have y'all been hearing that? Like, y'all wonder why that is? Why y'all wonder why all these distractions are going on right now? Look at this, y'all. And then to the very fact that there happens to be more on the way and that's looking to target the same exact area, y'all know what time it is. But yes, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Shout out to Constance Juice. I haven't seen this one, but that would be terrifying, having to be on the roof of a hospital while everything around is flooded. Literally.
FEMA said, and you can take this as a direct quote, said that they are too tied up at the border to send any more representatives.
Ladies and gentlemen, the information coming out of North Carolina from the people on the ground and people all around is just not adding up to what the government's saying. Some people are claiming all the resources are being held up at the border, while some are saying you need a permit to even help anybody.
They really got us out here applying for permits to help people.
And some people are saying there's just dead bodies everywhere.
Bodies are not being recovered and are being left in the street to rot. Government officials are coming in and seizing land from people and forcing them to move away from their already destroyed homes. Let's talk about the evil that's happening in the North Carolina mountains right now. Locals of Chimney Rock, North Carolina are saying that government officials held a town meeting yesterday. They were told that they would not be able to move back to their homes even if they were still standing. The government was seizing them and it was no longer their property. They said that the entire town is going to be bulldozed and that the bodies that are out are just going to be left to rot. They're not going to recover them. Locals say that the stench of decomposing bodies is absolutely unbearable, and people who have volunteered in the area say that they're literally just laying all over the street. Government officials are doing absolutely nothing to help out the locals, and there are still many people that are stranded on mountains and can't get to supplies that they need. Death toll is currently at 160 people, and there's still more than 1,000 people missing. These pictures are from the Leland Fire and Rescue Facebook. This is some of the damage that was done to Chimney Rock. Of houses were lost to landslides and mudslides. The roads were literally made into riverbeds. North Carolina has faced complete devastation and the government is not speaking about it at all. Our entire state is being impacted by this hurricane. I live 2 hours south of Asheville and none of our stores have any essentials because everybody is buying them to send them to the mountains. Locals in the mountains are saying that FEMA and Red Cross are confiscating the donations that people are bringing up there and not letting people have them. And on top of that, the donations that they're confiscating, they don't even have to use it for this disaster. They can save it and use it for different disasters, even though people have donated it specifically for this disaster. A civilian who is volunteering his time and his helicopter to help rescue people was told by a fire marshal if he did not stop rescue, he would be arrested. You would think they would want as many people as possible out there rescuing people, considering over 1,000 people are still missing. Here's the most interesting thing. BlackRock just signed a $90 million contract in the area that was hit the hardest because they want to start mining for lithium. They are literally leaving people to die in the worst way possible and doing nothing to help them. They are confiscating people's land and houses that they have spent their entire lives working for. And somehow, they're getting away with it.
Happening right now, emergency alerts are going out to Georgia residents talking about the chlorine and related compounds in the air. A few days ago, I had a vision of a casket going down a flooded stream. I wake up and I see this. The people that y'all have called fearmongers for the last year are the only people who've been foretelling of everything that we're seeing right this minute. We get attacked heavily just for trying to keep y'all safe. But I think I speak for all fearmongers when I say you're forgiven. This total for Helen 120 is nothing compared to what it's going to be. These are sites coming out of Asheville right now. Went up Old Fort Road where it connects to number 9. The whole area is gone. 100-foot ravine where houses used to sit. Kids walking around with no clothes, asking and begging where the parents are at. Black Hawk helicopters are around. He doesn't want to talk about the smell of unalived bodies. He's in disbelief. This is also confirmed. People are unalived in stranded ambulances. People are unaliving in trapped cars. People are unaliving on bridges where no one can reach them. People are unaliving in their homes. People are unaliving because life support's no longer connected. If you didn't see my last video, I created this chart for y'all to show you what we're up against as far as economics go. They're going to have refrigerated goods stalled, technology, car parts, base ingredients for food, medications. But with all the darkness, all the devastation, all the grief, I want to show you something. This is Pretty Place Chapel, where that beautiful cross stands before the mountains. They were affected by the storm, but guess what? The most unlikely of things right here that could be standing up still after the 60-mile-per-hour winds, guess what it is? The cross still stands right there while this happened. Through the darkness, Jesus Christ is still the light in the world, and he's still working in this world. Don't lose hope and keep your eyes glued to Jesus Christ, and know that one day in the very near future, we will all celebrate in the kingdom of heaven together.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. And if you haven't already, please take a second
just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell,
just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So what we gonna do, y'all? That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Until next time.